Every time I would get a divorce, I would live at the Sunset Marquis, which was pretty often. So,
how many times did you live there?
3 or 4.
Billy Bob Thornton, celebrated for his raw talent and offbeat charm, has always kept Hollywood buzzing with his high-profile romances. Married 6 times, his love life has been under the microscope, especially his whirlwind union with Angelina Jolie. At the peak of their careers, their unpredictable marriage captivated the media until it unraveled just 3 years later. Now, after years of silence, Thornton finally reveals the real reason behind their breakup. Join us as we delve into his private world and uncover the hidden truth. On August 4th, 1955, in the small city of Hot Springs, Arkansas, Billy Bob Thornton was born into a life that was far from glamorous. His early years were spent in a humble shack without plumbing or electricity. Raised by his hard-working father, William Raymond Thornton, a high school teacher and basketball coach, and his mother, Virginia Roberta, who claimed to have psychic gifts, Thornton's childhood was marked by simplicity and struggle. Life in his early years was not easy. His family moved around often across Arkansas, living in a crowded household with relatives and facing the constant worry of not always having enough food. Many days, he and his siblings depended on what their grandfather managed to hunt in the woods. Evenings were spent reading by the light of a coal oil lantern, as the family did not have the luxuries many take for granted today. These experiences of poverty and hardship instilled in him a deep drive to change his fate. The lessons of his early life stayed with him as he grew older. Despite the challenges, Thornton learned resilience and the value of hard work. He always remembered the difficulties of his childhood, and these memories became a source of motivation as he sought to build a better life. As he matured, he discovered a passion for acting and storytelling that would eventually lead him to Hollywood. However, his path was far from smooth. Family life at home was complicated by a difficult relationship with his father. His father, known for his strict discipline and violent outbursts, had unusual ways of bonding with his children. One such way was taking Thornton and his brother to watch car wrecks, a sight that confused and frightened them. These experiences left a mark on Thornton, mixing pain with the occasional memories of care. Even though his father's methods were harsh, Thornton chose to care for him in his final days when he fell ill with lung cancer, despite the troubled past they shared. It was a time of complex emotions, a mixture of anger, sorrow, and ultimately, forgiveness. Away from the hardships at home, Thornton found solace in sports. A natural athlete, he showed promise in baseball during his high school years. He even had a chance to try out for the Kansas City Royals. But fate had other plans. An errant ball broke his collarbone, ending his dreams of a professional sports career. Despite this setback, his love for baseball endured, and he remained a dedicated fan of the St. Louis Cardinals, always finding a way to catch their games. After high school, Thornton tried his hand at many different jobs. He laid asphalt, worked in telemarketing, served fast food, and even ventured into offshore wind farming, all while dreaming of a life in the arts. His journey eventually took him to Los Angeles in the mid-1980s, where he struggled at first to break into the entertainment industry. He took on small roles in films and television shows, slowly building his reputation. A chance meeting with a well-known director and screenwriter led him to explore writing for the screen, a decision that would change his life. His big break came with the 1992 film One False Move, where he not only acted but also helped write the screenplay. This gritty crime drama showcased his raw talent and earned him recognition in Hollywood. The success of this film paved the way for his future projects, including the acclaimed 1996 film Sling Blade, which he wrote, directed, and starred in. This film, with its deep emotional and human themes, resonated with audiences and firmly established him as a force in the world of film. But as Thornton's career blossomed, his personal life told a different story. Always in search of love, he embarked on a colorful journey in his romantic life. Over the years, he was involved in several marriages before his high-profile union with Angelina Jolie. Each relationship was unique, marked by both passion and pain, as he struggled to find someone who truly understood him. His quest for love was not just about finding a partner. It was a search for someone who could share the simple pleasures of life, someone who would stand by him away from the flashing cameras and public scrutiny. A rocky start with Melissa Lee Gatlin. In 1978, Thornton married Melissa Lee Gatlin, beginning a chapter that would shape his complex love life. This union marked his first step into marriage, though it came with many challenges. The couple's life together was simple, yet filled with the promise of a new start. In June 1979, their happiness was deepened with the birth of a daughter, Amanda. The arrival of little Amanda brought hope and joy, and the family looked forward to a bright future. Yet, as time went on, differences began to surface. Melissa and Thornton found that their dreams and expectations did not match, and they struggled to find common ground. Soon, whispers of incompatibility and even hints of Thornton's unfaithful behavior started to overshadow their early hopes. By 1980, the couple decided to end their marriage. Melissa took the difficult step of filing for divorce, citing serious issues such as incompatibility and adultery. As a result, Amanda spent most of her childhood apart from her father, growing up under the care and guidance of her mother. This early separation set the stage for many of the trials that would follow. Years later, Amanda's life took a tragic turn. In 2008, she was charged with the death of her friend's one-year-old daughter. The case was filled with sorrow and controversy. Despite her legal team's strong arguments that it was an accident, Amanda was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Her story caught public attention, and with the help of the Innocence Project of Florida, new evidence was discovered. Finally, in 2020, Amanda was released, marking the end of a painful chapter in a life that had begun with a rough start alongside Melissa Lee Gatlin. Thornton and Toni Lawrence. Thornton was a hopeful man even after the failure of his first marriage. Despite the pain and disappointment he felt, he never lost his belief that love could still change his life. In 1986, 6 years after his divorce, Thornton took a brave step forward by marrying Toni Lawrence, a talented woman known for her roles in popular shows like McCloud and the movie Pigs. Their union promised a fresh start and a chance to build a new life together away from the public eye. Thornton and Lawrence dreamed of a future where they could share their hopes, dreams, and secrets in a private world of their own. They chose to keep many details of their relationship hidden, rarely speaking about the true reasons that eventually led them to part ways. As time passed, challenges began to surface that neither could ignore. The difficulties in communication and trust slowly drove a wedge between them. By 1988, after 2 years of growing apart, Thornton and Lawrence decided to finalize their divorce. The exact reasons for their separation were never publicly revealed, leaving fans to wonder about the hidden struggles they had faced. After their split, Lawrence stepped away from the spotlight, focusing on her personal life and leaving behind her acting career. Thornton, however, continued to work in the industry, dedicating himself to his craft and gradually creating more opportunities. Years later, Lawrence observed, "He's really talented, that's obvious now. But he's very troubled." Her words captured the bittersweet reality of their time together, showing that even when hope leads to new beginnings, personal challenges can remain long after love fades. Thornton and Cinda Williams. In 1990, Thornton found love again when he married the talented actress Cinda Williams. They met on the set of the film One False Move, which Thornton co-wrote. Cinda, who played the role of Lila Walker in the movie, quickly formed a bond with him. Their connection went beyond work, and soon it blossomed into a deep and personal relationship. Their life together was filled with creativity and excitement. Working side by side on the film set allowed them to share ideas and dreams. It was a time when both of them believed that their shared passion for show business would make their love even stronger. Fans saw their smiles and felt the spark between them as they talked about future projects and shared moments of laughter. However, as time went by, the pressures of working in the busy world of movies began to take their toll. The creative partnership that once brought them so much joy started to feel like a heavy burden. The demands of the industry and the stress of keeping personal and professional lives separate slowly drove a wedge between the two. By 1992, the challenges proved too strong, and Thornton and Williams decided to call it quits. Their divorce marked the end of a brief but memorable chapter in both of their lives. After the split, Cinda Williams continued to shine in her own way. She kept working in the industry, but soon found new ways to express herself. Transitioning into writing and activism, she began a new journey that was different from her days on film sets. Both she and Thornton moved on with their lives, leaving behind a relationship that, though full of promise and creativity, could not withstand the pressures of show business. Thornton and Pietra Dawn Cherniak. In 1993, Thornton embarked on a new chapter by marrying Pietra Dawn Cherniak, a stunning Playboy model. This union became one of the most controversial chapters of his life, stirring public debate and intense media coverage. Their relationship, marked by both passion and turmoil, was closely followed by fans and critics alike. The challenges in their marriage soon emerged. Pietra, once admired for her glamorous image, eventually filed for divorce. The news made headlines when she accused Thornton of spousal abuse, a claim that sent shockwaves through the entertainment world and captured the public's attention throughout the 90s. Despite these serious allegations, Thornton's career continued to flourish, and he maintained his place in the spotlight. Even with the harsh media scrutiny, the bond between Thornton and Pietra was not entirely broken. They shared 2 sons, a connection that has endured over the years. While Thornton has chosen to remain actively involved in his children's lives, continuing to support and guide them, Pietra opted for a different path. She stepped away from the public eye to focus on raising her kids and building a more private life away from the relentless glare of the media. This chapter in Thornton's life was filled with drama, challenges, and controversy, yet it left a lasting impact on everyone involved. Thornton and Angelina Jolie, Hollywood's wildest romance. Angelina Jolie was already a big star when she met Thornton, but no one expected the whirlwind romance that would soon capture everyone's attention. Thornton was already engaged to actress Laura Dern, and the two had been together for over 2 years. They shared a home and dreamed of a future together. But everything changed when Thornton and Jolie crossed paths on the set of the 1999 film Pushing Tin. Their chemistry was clear from the very start, both on camera and off, as they shared smiles and secret glances that hinted at something more than a simple friendship. At the time, Jolie had just ended her marriage with Johnny Lee Miller and was ready for a fresh start. Thornton, already in a long-term relationship, found himself drawn to the talented and captivating Jolie. As filming went on, their connection grew stronger, and soon they became inseparable. The spark between them burned so brightly that Thornton made a sudden decision to leave his engagement with Laura Dern. The breakup was as shocking as it was swift. Laura Dern later explained how she left their home to work on a movie, only to find out that Thornton had married someone else, leaving her with nothing but memories of what once was. In May 2020, just months after meeting on set, Jolie and Thornton stunned the world by getting married in a small Las Vegas ceremony. The wedding was far from the extravagant affair one might expect from Hollywood. Jolie opted for a simple look with her hair pulled back, and the event was intimate and casual. Despite the low-key nature of the ceremony, the news sent ripples through the media, leaving everyone in disbelief. Fans could hardly believe that a romance so unexpected could turn into a marriage so quickly. Their love was as unusual as it was intense. Jolie and Thornton were known for their odd ways. Unlike other celebrity couples who staged elegant public displays of affection, they chose to show their love in wild, unpredictable ways. One of the most talked-about details was that each of them wore a small vial filled with a tiny drop of the other's blood around their necks. This odd habit became a symbol of their deep, if unconventional, bond, and only added to their mystique. Shortly after their wedding, the couple bought a grand house in Beverly Hills that had once belonged to Slash, the famous guitarist from Guns N' Roses. The mansion was huge, with 9 bedrooms and even a recording studio, a sign that they were ready to build a home together. However, despite the luxury of the place, Jolie and Thornton were hardly ever there. They were always on the move, traveling, working on new projects, and living their lives at a fast pace. Their passionate relationship was never far from the public eye. At the premiere of the film Gone in 60 Seconds in June 2000, they made headlines when they couldn't keep their hands off each other. Walking the red carpet, they kissed passionately, drawing the camera's focus and sparking endless media chatter. Thornton later joked in an interview with MTV about their wild side, saying that one of their most exciting moments was when they got intimate in a car on the way to the premiere. His frank admission only deepened the public's fascination with their relationship. As the months passed, Jolie and Thornton continued to surprise everyone with their unorthodox behavior. The couple couldn't get enough of flaunting their wild, all-consuming love, quirks and all. In a memorable ET interview, Thornton dropped a bombshell, casually confessing, "I wear her underwear a lot when we're apart, and she wears mine." It was just another day in the unpredictable, anything-goes romance of Hollywood's most eccentric couple. Despite all the headlines and shocking moments, Jolie and Thornton's relationship was marked by moments of deep intimacy and genuine emotion. They spoke openly about the intensity of their feelings for each other. Jolie described her emotions in a way that made it clear just how overwhelming their connection could be. She said that after being with Thornton, she felt completely alive, as if she were on fire, filled with a sense of safety, love, and a wild energy that left her both elated and exhausted. Thornton echoed these sentiments, confessing that the level of intimacy they shared was almost too much to handle at times. The fall of Hollywood's wildest marriage. As Jolie began work on the first Tomb Raider film, a journey that would change her life in unexpected ways, she found herself traveling to Cambodia, a land of striking beauty and a dark past marked by civil war and genocide. Spending 2 weeks on location, she was deeply moved by the landscapes and the people. The warmth and resilience of the Cambodian people stirred emotions in her that she had never felt before, leaving her with a profound sense of sadness for the hardships they had endured. This eye-opening experience set her on a brand new path, one that would eventually alter the course of her personal life. While filming, Jolie's time in Cambodia left her with a lingering mix of pain and inspiration. Witnessing the poverty and the scars left by years of conflict. She began to see the world through different eyes. The experience led her to become actively involved with the UN Refugee Agency, and she soon found herself traveling to places like Africa and Thailand. In these journeys, she visited refugee camps and orphanages, learning firsthand about the struggles and hopes of people far removed from the glitz of Hollywood. During one of her returns to Cambodia, Jolie reached a major turning point in her life. In that beautiful yet heartbreaking country, she made a monumental decision: to adopt a child of her own. At the time, she and Thornton were still together, and the plan was to welcome a Cambodian boy named Maddox into their family. Maddox was just 7 months old when they set their sights on him, and the idea of building a family seemed to bring a new light into her life. However, the process of adopting a child from another country was not simple. Both Jolie and Thornton had to undergo an investigation by U.S. Immigration Services to determine if they were fit to be parents. The thought of having their home examined and being judged on their ability to raise a child left Jolie feeling nervous and unsure, as she worried about the many stories that circulated about their unconventional lifestyle. Despite the initial excitement about starting a family, the pressure began to show cracks in their relationship. Even as plans for adoption moved forward, changes in their personal life signaled that the bond between Jolie and Thornton was weakening. Over time, it became clear that Thornton had little to do with the adoption process, and the responsibility of becoming a parent fell solely on Jolie. With each passing day, the warmth of their earlier love began to cool, and the shared dreams of a happy family started to crumble. At the same time that the adoption process was unfolding, rumors of infidelity began to swirl. Reports suggested that Thornton was struggling with personal issues, including problems that led him to seek help for sex addiction. There were whispers that he had even become involved with someone close to him during therapy. Although neither Jolie nor Thornton ever spoke openly about these rumors, the gossip added further strain to their already troubled marriage. Jolie, who was already processing the deep impact of her travels and the life-changing decision to adopt, found herself devastated by these emerging stories. As the months went by, the vibrant and passionate energy that had once defined their relationship gave way to bitterness and heartache. By the summer of 2002, the union between Jolie and Thornton was over. Their separation was not a complete surprise to those who had followed their tumultuous journey. A relationship that had once been the talk of the town due to its unpredictable nature and unconventional choices. Their marriage had been marked by strange rituals and shocking symbols. Long silver chains adorned with lockets containing traces of each other's blood, a pet rat that shared the bedroom with them, and even a grim anniversary gift that involved a grave plot. Such bizarre habits only added to the public's fascination and contributed to a reputation that Rolling Stone magazine would later label as America's most dangerous marriage. Thornton's honest confession. Thornton once opened up about his 3-year marriage to Angelina Jolie in a podcast interview. Reflecting on that time, he recalled it as a period filled with wonderful memories and strong connections, even though he admitted that things ultimately did not work out. Despite his warm feelings for Angelina, Thornton revealed that deep down, he struggled with a sense of not being good enough for her. This feeling became one of the most significant challenges in their relationship. Thornton explained that the differences between them went beyond personality. Angelina led a vibrant global lifestyle, traveling, attending important meetings, and engaging with influential people. In contrast, Thornton preferred a quieter life, one that focused on staying close to home and avoiding the pressures of high society. This mismatch in lifestyles played a major role in their separation. While Angelina thrived on the excitement of her work with major projects and international engagements, Thornton felt overwhelmed by such a fast-paced, high-pressure world. Over time, his discomfort with the social demands and his ongoing self-doubt made it increasingly hard for him to keep up with the life Angelina was living. Part of the public fascination with their relationship was the strange rituals they shared. One of the most talked-about aspects was their practice of wearing necklaces with tiny amounts of each other's blood. Thornton later explained that the idea behind the necklaces was simple, a small, personal gesture to remind them of their bond when they were apart. However, media coverage turned this intimate symbol into something much more dramatic than it actually was. Even though he downplayed the act as a minor detail, the story took on a life of its own in the public eye. Despite everything, Thornton maintained respect for Angelina's commitment to her work. He admired her determination to pursue her films and her causes, even when the projects did not always meet with success. For him, her passion and belief in her work were qualities he deeply respected, even if they sometimes contributed to the distance growing between them. This admiration stood in stark contrast to his own inner struggles, as he felt insecure about not being able to share the same energy for the high-powered social circles that she moved in so naturally. Despite their split, the two have managed to remain on friendly terms, meeting up occasionally and maintaining a respectful, if unconventional, connection. Even now, long after their marriage ended, they continue to exchange small gestures of kindness, such as holiday gifts and friendly catch-ups. Billy Bob's longest love. Thornton has always been known for his colorful love life. By the time he met Connie Angland, he had already been married 5 times. Yet, his relationship with Angland proved to be different from all the rest. They first met on the set of Bad Santa in 2002. Although there was an instant attraction between them, they took their time, slowly building a deep bond over the years. They spent 12 long years dating before they finally decided to tie the knot in 2014. During those 12 years, Thornton and Angland chose to keep their relationship out of the spotlight. This privacy was especially important after Thornton had endured the intense media scrutiny that came with his high-profile marriage to Angelina Jolie. He was not eager to jump into another public relationship, and he wanted to protect Angland from the pressures of being known as his 6th wife. This decision allowed them to live a more normal, quiet life, away from the flashing cameras and sensational headlines. In 2014, when they finally got married, it was a very private affair. They held a small ceremony at their home in Los Angeles. Thornton explained that they even had the wedding in their front yard with a minister, making sure to avoid any unwanted attention. This low-key celebration spoke volumes about how different their relationship was compared to his past marriages. It was not about grand gestures or extravagant parties. It was about 2 people who had found comfort in each other and wanted a simple life together. One key reason for their lasting relationship was how well they complemented each other. Thornton, who has often described himself as a homebody, finds solace in a quiet lifestyle away from the glitz and glamour. Angland shares this love for simplicity. Unlike his previous partners, who thrived in high-pressure social circles, Angland was content with staying at home. This shared preference made it easier for them to grow together. Their home became a safe haven, complete with a recording studio that allowed Thornton to work on music without the need to travel or be surrounded by large crowds. Angland's background in the film industry as a makeup and special effects artist has also played a part in their balanced life. She worked on major films like Men in Black and Planet of the Apes, yet she never sought the limelight. Instead, she preferred a more low-key presence, understanding Thornton's unique nature. Her quiet strength and ability to blend into a simple lifestyle provided a stark contrast to the wild, unpredictable life Thornton had once led. The couple's personal life grew even more meaningful when Angelina became pregnant. In April 2004, they announced her pregnancy, and later that year, on September 22nd, their daughter Bella was born. Bella became Angelina's first and only child, and Thornton's fourth. From the beginning, Bella brought a new sense of purpose to their lives. As a baby, she was described as both fiery and sweet, showing signs of a spirited personality even at a young age. As Bella grew older, her unique character shone through. By the time she was 9, she enjoyed reading stories aloud and even dressing up in playful costumes like a ladybug. Thornton often enjoyed taking her on drives, listening to her favorite pop music. They bonded over shared interests, even finding common ground in simple pleasures like watching cartoons about magical ponies. Thornton even had Bella's name tattooed on his left arm, a constant reminder of the love and commitment he felt for his daughter. Thornton has mentioned that their marriage eventually became something they did for Bella, feeling that it was important for her to see a united family. His reluctance to rush into marriage again stemmed from past experiences with short-lived unions. He did not want to repeat those mistakes and preferred a relationship where things could naturally grow without the pressure of fixing something that wasn't broken.